Oh, hello there. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead. That's me over here, as always. Welcome back. It is officially October. It's the start of Spookoween. And what's the big thing I have for Spookoween? We're gonna finish Castlevania. Just with the way things have settled out. Turns out was not done with this game, but that's fine. It fits the theme. We're gonna probably finish the game, fight Dracula today. But yes, it is October, and I do have some plans, which I'm trying to think if I should get into them now or we'll talk about them a bit. But I'll mention some stuff from the start here, because I haven't tweeted anything out specific yet. Mainly because... Okay, I'll get into it and I'll explain why. So, there are 3 things I've got planned for this month. Also, I've really got to re-glue something here. I have like a Velcro thing here that's fallen down. So I have 3 things planned. I have 2 real hardware playthroughs for the month. We're going to play Fatal Frame 2 on original PlayStation 2 hardware. That's going to be a first time playthrough for me, and I'm really looking forward to that one. After playing the first Fatal Frame last year and having a blast, and you know, that being the first time for me, and gosh, that was eye-opening. Real. That was like a, man, I wish I had played these back in the day, because that was tremendous. And I hear the second one's even better. That's going to start on Saturday, and we're going to play that, and then when that's finished, we're going to move over to Luigi's Mansion on real Nintendo hardware. Technically not GameCube, because of complicated issues that make it harder to capture on there, so I'll be running it off of a Wii, but same difference, you know. But I'm not going to alternate between the games. We're going to beat one, then the other. And also, I need to get my PlayStation 3 potentially fixed, but I really want to do a replay through of House of Dead 3 and 4 on PlayStation 3 with the PlayStation Sharpshooter controller, just because the footage on my VOD channel is quite scuffed. It's not at full frame rate, it's at a low resolution and bit rate and all that kind of issues. But I haven't got all the plans set, because I don't know how long, you know, both those games are going to take to play. But also, starting this Thursday, so originally I was going to do this a bit different, is I was going to move my weekday streams to Monday and Wednesday, but I realised with some IRL stuff and just the scheduling, I probably would have not been able to commit to those dates, and probably, you know, with the extra stuff I'm going to be doing Thursday. But from this Thursday onwards, I'm going to be guest featuring on the Bad Game Hall of Fame, where we're going to be playing through a childhood favourite of mine, which I'm definitely afraid does not hold up, Enter the Matrix. This was one we were planning on getting earlier, but just, you know, live stuff. But unless something could, you know, not even gonna jinx it. But yeah, that should be starting Thursday. Not on this channel. That will be on theirs, and not on my regular start time. I'm pretty sure that'll be at theirs. But I will, you know, for next week, I'm gonna see about like putting out a tweet that just gives an idea of like what my scheduling regular day is, and then if we do some extra horror stuff at the end of the month, if we have time, then we'll fit that in as well. But we're gonna get into Castlevania Circle of the Moon here. I think I need to turn that down a bit. Okay. So I did do a tiny bit off stream. What I wanted to do was to pick up the cards that were... There was one card, which was, I believe, this one, that we did get, and then I died and didn't get it again. And I think I got another element, if I remember right. Yes, I sorted out some elements, but I didn't want to get too deep into it. I didn't want to go and farm cards from areas that we haven't really been to or anything like that. But that's pretty much all I did was the card farming. But we're right back where I left things. So, yeah, we are at the end point here. Pretty much, it's just exploring the area above us here. Also, some of these little rooms that we've missed already. And then some of like the extra stuff that's connected to the right side up here. And that should be it. So first what we'll do is we'll head over here. Also, I thankfully now have the luck up status effect, which is really nice. Let me just... There we go. It's actually a good opportunity to talk about kind of one of the main flaws with the card system. And I mentioned this before, but now that I have like even more ability cards, it's more stark now. And that's that you cannot use more than one power-up at a time. And because this takes a lot of what were separate systems... Oh, great. In Symphony of the Night. So, you know, it replaces weapons, it replaces summon, like familiar summons. It replaces spells and things like that. Also, I don't know how much we covered this last time, but some of the enemy spawns have updated now that we're on to late game stuff, which I think is really cool. How am I doing on XP? Which is, you know, it lets them have a similar progression to what Symphony of the Night had with the inverse castle without, you know, having an inverse castle. How did I not get this one yet? Oh, that was probably... Okay, nah. Not really, because... Well, you could maybe have used that as a good spot to farm. Those were... That's one of the enemies that dropped cards. But yeah, we got all these different status ones now. Which, let me... Yeah, defense... Oh yeah, getting experience points from walking. Not running, unfortunately. So, it's actually not very useful, because if I show you the amount... Hang on. I believe that's poison resistance. Like, it's literally 1 point. This, if you get that one early, it's not too bad. But yeah, it does the thing where unless you trigger them... I forget what all these do as well. I don't have the... Oh yeah, there we go. So I didn't explore these too much. That's the 2 fireballs. There we go, yeah, transform and become invulnerable. That's a weird one. Yeah, it's like some of these only act... Oh, yep, this one. This one's actually really good for traversing some of the older areas. Though I can't remember... Hang on. Okay, no, it doesn't slow you down or anything. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking at where I would want to go first. And what was this? Oh, some... Yeah, poison claws. Oh, yes. Sheath sword, you could charge it. And I think I showed all these off. The, all those little attacks. But we'll stick with luck up for now. Yeah, it's annoying that you have to sacrifice a lot of the interesting weapon types. If you want a lot of the status or protection kind of spells, things like that. Okay, yeah, let's clear out some of this lower area stuff. You know, mainly, I think this... Yep. Also, I never went over here? Okay, fair enough. I'll take it. I believe there is a card combo that also increases your running speed, but I don't remember what it is. So yeah, let's check out here. I'm just looking a bit. I do want to go down to that area again at some point. I just gotta figure out when I want to do it. There we go. Get out of here. What was over here that I didn't go to? You know what? I think those guys can actually drop a card. That's cute. You know, let me bring those pages up again. I'm surprised I left them. Let's see. Bonehead, Slime, yeah, Heat Shade, Bloody Sword, Man-Eater, Scary Candle, yeah, hang on. Oh, yeah, Skeleton Athlete, but hang on, I might already have this card. Hey! Welcome back, Iram. Oh yeah, I already have the Griffith. When did I pick this up? Oh, this is your least favorite. Well, here's a funny fact about this one, Iram. Igarashi didn't work on this one. I don't know. I honestly prefer this over. Oh, the Sirens can drop the Griffin as well. Okay, that's why I have this card already. Oh, you're just calling it a Yeah, fair enough. I get it. It's a weird one. Wait, there's random distortion of pixels in the centrish off. Hang on. Oh, do you mean that? Hang on. Did that fix it? I think that fixed it. Oh no, not quite. Why? Is it the angle? It's my green screen, that's what it is. Hang on. Nope, that's way worse. You know what I'm just gonna do? Hang on. There we go. That'll fix it. There we go. Yeah, it might be weird to say, but I honestly prefer this over Harmony of Dissonance. Harmony of Dissonance is more ambitious in terms of trying to replicate a lot of the depth of Symphony of the Night, but I think it came out a lot more janky and weird in a not a good way. Hold on, what's the quickest way down there? Let's see. Oh yeah, that's not connected. That looks like it should be connected, but it's not. It is a harder game. I will give it that. Like, they tried to replicate a lot of the Castlevania, you know, like classic Castlevania style. Oh, hey, thank you for the follow, Frog. Guessing that's a good pronunciation of that. Oh, why does everyone think I'm creepy, huh? It's my eyes, isn't it? I'm like a cyber scarecrow. That's my whole deal. I'm like a scarecrow, but for the internet. I'll keep the crows away from your crops. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, Aria really nailed the Symphony of Night style by expanding on it. Though I really like some of the extra stuff that Dawn of Sorrow brought to it. Though I'm the weirdo who's like, oh, Dawn of Sorrow, that's actually my favorite one, but specifically if you play the Definitive Edition ROM hack. Oh, yeah, you never got this, Bitty? Well, this is a thing. I know it's kind of divisive, but one of the things I kind of like about Circle of the Moon is that because the way the card drops are, unless you're going out of your way to... Oh no, I want to go down first. To grind for them, there are some card combos and abilities you just might not see. And it can be quite different on each playthrough, like what card combos you get. So it kind of reminds me of some of the really fun stuff that can happen in random Symphony of Night playthroughs where you just get really lucky with a loot drop. And you get a weapon. You get like a weapon that really changes up your playthrough. Okay. Okay, Frexy, yeah, I don't want to set the bar too high though. Should I play Symphony of the Night? Graphically, it's the best one, right? That's really hard to say. I mean, it's definitely better looking than the Game Boy Advance games, but when you get to the DS ones, they're quite comparable. So at that point, it's more about like artistic merit than it is anything else. Whoops. I like the art direction of Harmony of Dissonance, but I think that game looks really janky. Just a lot of the animation and the sprites, I think, look a bit weird. And there's a good reason for it. It's because Harmony of Dissonance took a lot of sprites from stuff like Symphony of the Night and some other games and tried to scale them down instead of redrawing them like this game does. And the problem with that is that, you know, these sprites were... The sprites they're using were made to be displayed at like a high resolution. So, you know, like they're... When you try and scale them down, you just start losing weird pixel details and things like that. Yeah, I don't need to fight you guys. Again, the more I think about it, the more I realise, like, a lot of this is very old school Castlevania design. To have, oh, here's a corridor, and we've just put this enemy in it, like, 5 times. And the challenge is to, like, get through them all. Yeah, that's... Aaron, what you said about Dawn of Sorrow, you'd say peak Castlevania's DS ones, even Dawn of Sorrow, I think it's too widely slept on because people just like the art style. That's how I feel too. And it's why, and some of the touchscreen stuff, which is why I highly recommend you play, it's a ROM hack, Definitive Edition Plus, or Definitive Edition, but the Plus one has a bit more content. It fixes all that. So it just makes it like, it makes it the version that it kind of should have been from the start. Whenever we get to that, that's gonna be the version I play. Especially because, for me, honestly, with what's happened, you know, I don't shy away from it. I mentioned I have, like, chronic pain issues. I can't do the touchscreen, like, stuff that well anymore. Especially the sigil drawing. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, Iram says he actually liked the Dawn of Sorrow style. Don't get me wrong, I prefer traditional Castlevania, but I think the anime style's bad. I don't think it's bad on its own. It's just it really changed the tone of the series. And I get what the reasoning for it was, because they were really trying to expand the market and try and get the sales up higher, where I think the main reason why the sales were higher was because it was like a portable series that was coming out annually and people wanted like a full-on Symphony of the Night follow-up and didn't really get that in the way they wanted, because, you know, I would argue that Dawn of Sorrow is that. Oh, there's something up here. How did I never go in here? Oh, that's why. Just doing a bit of cleanup. Yeah, okay. And then... Oh, I'm done down here. Okay. So yeah, off we go. I like parts of Portrait of Ruin. I mentioned this in an earlier stream. What holds it back for me is the maps you go to when you go into the portraits. I think those designs, not the aesthetic of them, but the layouts, I find them really boring and plain. Because instead of having like mini versions of like a Castlevania Symphony of the Night area, they're very linear, most of them. And it doesn't help as well that then you go into like the harder versions and they basically just reuse stuff again. And like even the layouts are really similar when you get to those. I have played Mirrors of Fate actually, yeah. Yeah. The thing is, it's really hard to recommend an order. I would probably say do Symphony of the Night because I think the you know, Harmony of Dissonance onwards, I think in context maybe make more sense to play after Symphony of the Night to see about both how they were attempting to replicate the scope of Symphony of the Night on smaller hardware, but also, you know, because they were working on weaker hardware, to see how they were, you know, downscaling that while trying to improve on the formula. It would feel a bit weird to me to, like, not play Symphony till later. Because there are improvements in the games, even ones that I would say aren't as good as Symphony of the Night. There are improvements to the formula. And little things that they do better than others. Come on. Oh no, I lost my cross at some point. Oh. For some reason, the boomerang cross, it doesn't show up a lot in this game. It's weirdly hard to find. Like, it doesn't spawn in many places. How did I lose it, though? I must have picked up a knife at some point by accident. Get out of here, swords. My October, like, horror themed stuff is probably gonna get in the way of it. I kind of wanted to stream Harmony Dissonance soon, because I actually have a lot to say about its weirdness. Because of some of its weird design. Both, like, positive and negative. Order Eclipse is the one I haven't finished, though. I feel bad about it. Every time I would start it, I would get distracted by something. But I do really like what I've played of it. Evil Within, nice, nice. I've never played it myself, Iram, but I've watched a lot of people play Evil Within, the first and the second one. Which, I don't know, maybe if there's time this month, I might play one of those after my, like, old school playthroughs I'm planning on doing. Oh no, I got cursed. Luckily, this still works while you're cursed. Though it's kind of annoying that the effect disappears when you're not sprinting. Like, as soon as you jump, you lose it. And let me go here, because this should cure the... There we go. Yeah, yeah. Evil Within was a weird one, to be sure. I think this was another... Yep. Come on. There we go. It's not much at this point how much the health pickups are worth, but I don't mind. It's fun to go back to these areas when I'm way more powerful. Oh. Come on. Oh, well, what I'm saying is that the amount of HP you get doesn't scale. It's always plus 10. So kind of once you get to like a certain point in the game, plus 10 is less and less of an improvement. You know, it's something where if someone was like playing more optimal, there's probably a certain point where someone would go, oh, you know, I'll pick this axe up for now. Oh! There we go. Okay, and then I've got one more bit over here. Yeah, that's fine. That's less fine, but there we go. Let's see. Okay, we go down. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's interesting, the whole, like, turning enemies to ice. Or you can use the petrify element, that also does it. For some of those platforming areas. Like, if you want to get them without this, like, big air jump move. Because it's like, it's the most Metroid I think any of the Castlevania games have been. Do I know where to sit? Nah. Like, all the breakable walls, I definitely do not know. where they all are. Usually I just, like, get a feel for it. And find them. Come on, there we go. Oh, it's a werebear. Grizzly. Okay. Oh! Almost lost my, Aha! Okay, cool. You prefer 1 over 2? I think that's how most people feel about Lords of Shadow. From what I hear. The second one, admittedly, I've not played. Outside of the, demo they released. I almost was gonna get it. So there was, on PlayStation 3, on the PlayStation Network, they had a promotion going on at the time. Oh yeah, this thing curses you. And it was, if you pre-ordered the first, if you pre-ordered, hang on, let me, Lords of Shadow 2, you got the, Mirrors of Fate HD port for free. Here's the problem, though. You didn't get that port until Lords of Shadow 2 came out. So I pre-ordered it, I was like, oh, that's cool, I'll play this prequel game before the other one comes out. And then it's like, oh, you can't play it. And I messaged the support. I'm like, well, what the fuck? I pre-ordered this under the pretense that I would play... Oh yeah, if I remember... Oh god, I gotta be careful actually. You know, on the pretense that I would play this prequel game first. Here we go. I'm not gonna do this now. But this is the optional battle arena. There we go. I'll take this just to get the cross. Yeah. But here, let me heal for a bit. But yeah, so I pre-ordered it. And I was like, oh yeah, no, you can't play Mirrors of Fate until, you know, Lords of Shadow 2 launches. And I think I pre-ordered this maybe like a month or two ahead of time. So I told him, so strap, like, well then I don't want it. The whole point of pre-ordering was to get this bonus game, and then you don't actually get it. And I'm kind of surprised, because I don't think there was any, like, I guess with pre-orders, they're a bit more lenient. But they actually did give me my money back on it. They're actually like, okay, we'll cancel the pre-order then. But it was just so dumb. Like, the whole thing was that Mirrors of Fate was like a prequel leading to Lords of Shadow 2. And the whole thing of pre-ordering is if you pre-ordered and it came with this other game, you could have locked it in that, okay, once you've downloaded and played this other game, you can't ask for a refund because you've already, like, redeemed the pre-order. But the whole thing was, like, it would hype you up to play the new game. And then... But then, yeah, it's like, oh no, you can't actually play that one until the day that Lords of Shadow comes out. Lords of Shadow 2 comes out. It's like, well, I'm not gonna... I don't want to wait weeks to play this game. I'd rather just... If that was what I wanted to do, I would just buy Mirrors of Fate, you know? It was just such a missed opportunity, because The fact they gave me the refund so easily makes me think I was not the only person who complained. But speaking on Mirrors of Fate, because I have played it, I've only ever played it the one time, and I would probably only play it again for stream purposes. Oh, whatever, I'm not going to fight all these grizzlies. It was a neat idea, but doing the multiple characters means that instead of having like one big castle where you would gain abilities and go back to areas, it ended up being very linear and not much exploration because, you know, the castle, like, what would be gaining new abilities to go back to old areas in a previous game in Mirrors of Fate was when you get to the next character and they go to previous areas that you couldn't get to go to. Well, yeah. Anything pre, like the Castlevania era, obviously, was linear. But, you know, that was the whole thing of Mirrors of Fate, is it was trying to be a, you know, Metroidvania. And it's a shame because I'll say one thing about it, it does have really good combat. Like, they actually did a really good job of translating that, like, God of War-esque combat system into, like, a 2D plane. And that part's really fun. I just wish they had made it so you only played as, like, Simon into Alex. Is it Simon? No, it's not Simon, it's Trevor. Like, you start as Trevor, and then midway through, you would become Alucard. And, sorry if that's, Lords of Shadow spoilers, but I don't know, whatever. Oh, I don't have a curse cure. But yes, yeah, Mercury Steam have gone on to make some really good Metroid games. Oh, okay, yeah, I know why I can't go in there yet. That's the exit from the arena. Okay. Alright. We'll probably mess with arena stuff when, we've actually beat the game. That's probably the best time to do it. Yeah, there are 2 cards exclusive to the arena. But you either need to be very high level, or you need to have, like, farmed a lot of healing items. Or you have to use, exploits. And one of them involves the familiar summoning card, and I actually don't have that card yet. Okay. Okay, I see which fast travel point I want to get to. But yeah, no, Mercury Steam have done some great work since then. Like, Metroid Dread especially. Metroid Dread is amazing. Oh, you head off now, Aaron? Yeah, that's okay. Hey, have a good one. Haha. That's a lot of fun. Okay, let me save just to heal and keep my progress. The arena's a neat idea. It annoys me that it makes your MP bar, like, immediately decrease. Because to me, the card stuff is like, that's the mechanic of the game, right? And to have an area where, you know, in theory, you can't use any of it. Oh, I think this is another arena exit, actually. Yeah, the arena is like all this area here. The funny thing is, I'm still getting a little bit of XP. And unlike Symphony of the Night, it's not scaling. So it's actually not the worst. Alright. Oh yeah, this is another area I think you could get up to before having this power up. Nice health increase again. Yeah, nothing there. Yeah. I do wish there was a way that some cards could be used at the same time. Basically, if they broke it up into categories, so there was, like, active weapon-based cards, and then there were, like, status cards. Hang on. I'll check something. Rog. I don't think I have any filters turned on right now. No. That might be something they changed in the collection because, one of the complaints with this game, and it's a fair complaint for the time, in retrospect it's a bit different, but on real hardware, this was a Game Boy Advance launch title, and this was back when the Game Boy Advance was not a backlit system. Oh, come on. And this game's color was like, you know, very dark, very gritty. Which made it, in some cases, like, really hard to play on real hardware. So maybe... I think it looks okay in emulator, but maybe the Advanced Collection, like, recolors some stuff. I'm not sure. I know it has different music. Though, from what I understand, you can't re-enable the old music. Which I think is disappointing. It kind of looked like this on GBA. I haven't got them turned on right now, but there are some, like, I'm using RetroArch, and there are some options you can turn on to kind of, like, match how visuals looked on a GBA more. Okay, hang on. There is, like, a whole area that I haven't been to yet, and I can't remember how you get to it. I thought it was connected to this area. Maybe it's up here, actually. Oh, yeah, here it is. As I mentioned in part 2, this map is really dense. It's still quite a good size, but it's definitely a lot... Like, stuff is not spread apart as much as Symphony of the Night. Like, they don't leave a lot of blank spaces. Oh. Great. Now I'm cursed. You know, if I'm going to be cursed... Trying to remember where the save point is. Oh, of course. There's always one. Okay, there we go. Look at this enemy. Look at it with his weird tongue. Multiple tons. Oh, nice. How much do the potion highs give you, though? Yeah, see. If I remember right, though, I think with items, these, you can only hold 10 total, which is weird. Makes doing some in the arena stuff, like, really hard. Though I think there is a hill, there is like a max hill. I did try and do the arena, but it was like, okay, but I've never like fully done it because it was, okay, either I, like, oh, nice. My options were to, like, grind to get really high level, or to try and farm the, like, full hills from enemies. But the annoying thing is that you do have limited inventory for some reason. Even though when you go to equipment, I have 34 magic gauntlets. For some reason, potions cap at 10, I'm pretty sure. Oh, where's the hill? Let me heal for a minute. Just to play it safe. Oh, he's coming! He's coming! Ah, I should have slid. Well, that was enough slide. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna run past you guys right now. Just a ton of these guys. There we go. So how much XP do they give me? Looks like 1,000-ish? Maybe a little over 1,000? Yeah. Like 1,500 maybe? Actually not that bad XP. Hang on. Map. Just want to double check. Oh wow, this is... Is that one even worth it? I guess if you do the charge, it does decent damage. But yeah, annoyingly... See, it'd be great if you could have, you know, like a luck up Or another defensive one while you had the weapon ones equipped at the same time. But... And granted, you can always pause to swap stuff, but it's probably, like, more work than anyone really wants to do. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna... Like, I'll demonstrate it. Because every time you come out the pause menu, you have to turn this on again. And then come over, turn it back on, like that kind of stuff. Ah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanna find the save point in this level. Good. It's good to have one or two of those. Pretty good Vampire Killer remix here. Rondo of Blood's version is always going to be my favourite with the pause. I think these are giving a really good amount of XP as well. So yeah, 44k. Also, I always forget, the Rondo of Blood version adds like a new, like extra verse with a different melody. Okay, yeah. A lot of the stuff around here is dropping 1,000 XP. Okay. It's a little cheap, but... We're gonna chill here. I'll have a drink of water while we do this. That'll be nice. See, I think this is the reason why the extra arena area doesn't give you the MP. But I think the thing that would have been maybe just a bit more balanced would have been to have it so MP didn't regenerate on its own. So it was like, okay, if you want to regenerate MP, you have to bring, like, you know, MP heals with you. Almost. Yeah, look at Circle of the Moon ship right here. Trying to remember if these guys can drop anything good. Oh, I'll take that. Guess the save point is up from here. Okay, gotta go around, it looks like. Ah! Okay, hang on. At least I got a decent amount of these now. Which the luck status effect is helping with. When you see that like green circle flash, that means that the extra luck's kicked in and it's caused the item to spawn. Alright, up here. There we go. Whoops. Oh, that was bad. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, I'm timing that wrong. Alright. I mean, this is the added bonus of having picked up so many MP ups. My MP gauge is just really high. The only other thing I could do is put more intelligence gear up, which gives you better MP regeneration. Let me just look at this map again. Also, I'm going to say, you'll see there's a blank spot. I can't point to it, really, but it's that direction. That's literally just a corridor. There's nothing in the middle there. So I don't have to worry about that. I have to think. It'll probably be after I do all the DS ones, we'll get around to Lords of Shadow 1 and 2. I did really like Lords of Shadow 1 when I played it. I'm curious if it holds up. No, it does make you feel bad for Igarashi that like that was the new Castlevania to sell really well. But I still think that's mostly like Konami to blame, because they didn't give him an opportunity to make a game of that scale. Like when he was allowed to make console Metroid games, he was given basically the same budget that he had on the portable ones. Alright, is this a safe point? It is. Good. Let's, what we got over here? I remember these guys being a pain. Like, I think they hit you, they actually do a lot of damage. Come back here. But unlike the Symphony of the Night ones, they don't chase you, they kind of stick to their range. Come on, come on. Ah, I got the timing wrong. You can get 2 hits on them if you start the whip early enough. Nah, I fucked up the timing again. Come on. How did that miss? There we go. I think they're giving okay XP though. I don't think there's a status effect that just gives you more XP per kill though. But I could be wrong about that. Oh wow, that looked like that was gonna be a secret. Sure, let's check this way first. Sure, star bracelet. Okay, before we go in here, what's over here? Oh wow, these they have a lot of health. Come on. Come on. Hey, leveled up. I'll take it. Get out of here. Hey, welcome back, Shadow. Oh yeah, you told us about that app. I'm a little worried about it because, like, that's not an official Konami app. So, hopefully it's okay. It's not doing anything dodgy to your phone. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's got the Nintendo 64 ones. I hear those are interesting. They got, like, very lambasted, but apparently they're, like, there's a bit more to them than kind of people gave them credit for at first. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this area. Look at this background. This background's awesome. But yeah, same developers as this. And it's not really the developers' fault that those games came out funky. They had, like... I think they'd only just started up. Okay, I'm gonna... Nope, never mind. No, I'm not. Okay, now I can heal. Those... I believe those are the Dark Knights that can drop the really good heals. But they're also really tough. So it's like, okay, they drop great XP, they drop great items, but they're actually tough enough that you can't just easily grind off of them. You have to be very good at fighting them. That's one of my memories of trying to do the arena, was desperately trying to farm enough healing items to get through parts of the arena. But yeah, it's just, I don't think this, from what I understand, when this developer was formed, they just weren't ready to do 3D stuff. Because the first game they did as that studio was Rakuja Kids for Nintendo 64, which is, despite being on Nintendo 64, is like mostly a 2D game. It has 3D backgrounds, granted, but it's a 2D fighting game and underrated. Kind of obscure, and I'm lucky enough to have a copy, because copies of that game, they sell for a lot of money these days. Oh, okay. Starting to come back to me, like how... Oh no, these guys are the ones that drop. I think these ones could drop full heals. But yeah, a lot of the enemies in this area are pretty dangerous. Nice. Okay. Well, I have that now. But I've got plenty more to do in this area. Oof. Yeah, that attack is... real hard to dodge. Okay, no, okay. As long as you don't let him get too close, you can do that at least. Alright, so this is the boss room. We're not quite ready for the boss room yet. Oh, he can attack low. Okay. Oh, come on. Alright, let's play it safe. Okay, I have missed one thing, so I do need to head down. Should pay attention to how much XP these give me. I wasn't paying attention, actually. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I don't think chat sees them. Don't know why, I'm having real bad bots today. Okay, let's hope this is something good. Oh. Okay. Still got a curse cures. I could be wrong. I think I do have... I might have a card combo that would make me resistant to curse. Yeah. Harmony of Distance, Shadow. It's a funny thing where I'm kind of just on this mood where I want to play a lot of these games. But like I said, I've got specific stuff planned for October after this. Because I have a lot to say about that one. It's a weird one. Just like the art style, a lot of the sprites, especially like the sprites for the playable characters, look real rough in that game at times. And then some weird stuff with how the menus work and how the progression works. But there is a lot of fun to be had with that one as well. How is... okay. Let me look at the map again. Oh, yeah, this is the annoying one where there's not a save point near the boss room. Yeah, Aria is definitely the best one on Game Boy Advance. I like all of them to a degree, but Aria is definitely the best one. Where they, instead of trying to like reuse sprites, they redrew them all and started to really expand the moveset by having, you know, like different weapon types that actually had different attack animations and styles. Oh yeah, and the whole soul thing. It's such a good system. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong button. This is one of the slightly annoying things about how condensed this map is there's a lot of areas that are touching, but you actually can't get to. You see that fast travel area where the arena is, it's touching this area, but it's actually blocked off. Doesn't matter too much, but it definitely, if you think about it for too long, you go like, oh, how comes I'm not allowed over there? Oh. Oh, and I was holding crouch as well. You know, let me check. I'm curious if these are... No. Devil Armor in the battle arena. Let me quickly look. I need to check what cards I'm missing. Okay, so the Unicorn and the Black Dog, you can only get these in the arena. That's the only two attribute cards I'm missing. I am missing quite a few ability cards. So the Fallen Angel... That's the familiars. Uranus is in the Island Golem boss room. That's a real low drop rate. Oh, and the Trick Candle. That... Which we already saw one of them. I guess, like, if you come back to those rooms... It would be good to get the Pluto card, but I'm also missing one more. Hang on. Is it Mars? No, it's Diana. Which is dropped by the Man-Eater in the Underground Gallery. So I'm probably not going to end up getting that one. I would like to try and get the Pluto card, though. But I would have to look up where the Cerberus boss is. Nope. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm going to do that. Let's just go through, see if there's anything that looks like it would be worth putting on. No. Just gonna let my MP heal for a bit there. Unfortunately, I forget where the setting is. I have it so when I like tab out of RetroArch it pauses, so I can't really heal while looking stuff up. I was gonna see if I could find a map that showed where the boss rooms are, because I do not remember where the Cerberus and Iron Golem boss room is. Okay, well, at least I could get fully healed from this. There we go. Alright, wish me luck. Oh yeah, just the Hugo fight. Nathan, so you finally arrived. Hugh? You're okay? I thought that they... Hugh, what are you doing? I am superior to you. I will defeat you to prove myself to father. You're being controlled by... Camilla? No, by Dracula! Okay, you know what? He has a lot of cool attacks. Unfortunately, they did not make him a player character, because they probably could have. Like, yeah, he has a lot of moves. Oh, he's doing his item crush. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this fight. I did not remember most of this. Oh, shit. Do I actually have... I don't really have anything to heal with. Ah, oh, okay. Ooh. It's really mean they do not put a save point nearby. That's a lot of progress we lost. At least I didn't lose any card drops. That would have been the main thing that would have upset me. Granted, I think I've only lost like 1 level, which is not a lot. There we go. That's extra. I missed that last time. Steel armor? That's not good. Let's see, where is it? Oh. Careful now. Oh! That's new. Okay. Oh, way lower intelligence though. Maybe good for the arena though, because in the arena your intelligence doesn't really help you because you know you can't you can't regen stamina you know MP there. Come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely, if you want to get levels up now, it's a bit grindy now. Oh, well, I don't... Wow, my attack went way higher against her. Went from like 80 to 84, like really quick. I think you can slide to break the projectiles on it. On them. Just not getting the move out in time. Okay. If I remember right, this was the... Okay. Probably should have just let my... I forgot. I thought this was where the fast travel point was, but that must be the path above, yeah. enemies, they do. A lot of damage, these guys, if you're not careful. Just play it safe. If I remember right, I think because of how awkward it is to get to the save point here, to the boss room, you're better to go to the fast travel point, save elsewhere, and come back here. And because I have the achievement mode running, I can't just save outside the boss room with the save states. You know what? I forgot. There we go. I keep forgetting it allows you to use the fast forward. Whoops. Oh, okay. They actually give really good XP. Shit. Did not mean to do that. Oh. No. Can't. Yeah, this is coming back to me now. This is quite a tense area. There's a lot of really powerful enemies. Like, yeah, they give you good XP, but if you're not careful, you can lose all your health very quickly. Okay, so I think the fast travel point that's nearest the save room is the one like right in the middle of the castle. Yeah, this one. There we go. That's a better save, honestly. Even if it's all the way over here, it's faster to get back to the boss fight. Okay, let me just look around this map again. Yeah, unless there's some hidden things. I basically have been everywhere. You know, minus this combat arena. You know, maybe we will check the combat arena for a bit. Come on. I think this enemy here is the only one in the game. This is the only fallen angel, and she has a card. Okay, well, at least I didn't get cursed or anything. Oh, I should have jumped there. Oh, shit. Okay. There we go. Can't... Oh. So yeah, they more so want you using, like, sub-weapons and stuff here. To step beyond will be a test your ability in the battle arena. Your mind power will be drained. You will not be able to use DSS. Once you enter, you will not be able to leave until you are defeated, though you may be rewarded for your efforts. Why is the music not playing? There should be music here. That's weird. Hey, I got some meat, though. Yeah, something's gone wrong here. Because there should be music. This just makes this creepy. This is a decent place if you want to farm some XP, though. Like, if you're good enough to survive it. Hey, there you are, Clarice. Welcome. I was messing with the combat arena there, but for some reason there's no there's no audio there right now. I don't know why. No, you've been playing more Symphony of the Night as well, yeah? You're in the inverted castle though, right? If I remember right. There isn't that much of the game left, to be to be fair. Let's give this another go. Oh, yeah, yeah. In a weird order. Well, that's the thing with the inverted castle, is there's multiple orders you can do a lot of it because of the way that whole thing's set up. Oh, jeez. Well. So yeah, she has one of the cards. But it's like low drop chance and she's not easy to kill. Oh yeah, there's a couple of the Cthulhu monsters. They're technically a variant of an earlier lower level version. There she is. Okay. But yeah, Inverted Castle in Symphony Knight's interesting because there's so much of it is optional. Like, if you're playing just for speed, there's like 50% of that castle you don't even see, I think. God, she is so awkward to hit here. Nope. It's cheesy, but... There's better healing you could get for Alucard in Symphony of the Night. If you have the shield rod and you get the Alucard shield, that's the hidden source. Yeah, so the shield rod has the whole gimmick where if you equip it with a shield, it has different spells tied to like what shield you use it with. When you use it with the Alucard shield, you gain damage on touch with the shield up, invulnerability with the shield up, and you also heal per hit. It is 100% just broken. Yeah, I forgot. She is tough, this enemy. Especially if you're trying to get the card drop, because you're, you know... You're using luck up instead of like a specific weapon. I'll give this one more try. This is the kind of thing where, again, this could take potentially like a really long time to farm. Come on, come down. There you go. Come on. Yeah, I'm just not gonna get it, I think. Let's give this one more go. See if I could get through, like, the first floor of this. Yep, yep. Oh, not a great start. I still don't know why the music's not playing here, though. Because there should be music here. Oh, no, no, no. Well, I'm not doing this. I can tell you that for free. Or I can... Yeah. Probably just not even high enough level for this. Yep. That's fine. Okay, let's head back to the top of the castle. I should remember that was like a... Yeah, you have to be really high level, I feel, for the arena. There we go. I'm curious which one gives me more defense. That's 806. Oh, okay. Ignoring you. That guy's tough. That guy's not worth messing with. Mistimed that. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah. Oh, I meant to jump. Oh. I don't know why. Sometimes the holding it must be my controller. Sometimes my sub weapons don't seem to come out. You know? Been collecting them all game. There we go. Stop, Hugh. I want to hurt you, Hugh. Nathan? I'm alright now. You are yourself again. Nathan, I am sorry. I was envious of you. When Father named you the successor, I was afraid that I was worthless. I needed the recognition enough. That probably was the dark weakness that Father saw in my soul, why he chose you. Stop it, Hugh. It's alright. Even I realised now that Father was right in his decision. Don't make me embarrass myself further. Allow me self-pity for now. Help Father now. I'm entrusting his return to you. And there we go. Whee! Alright, let me heal up quick. There we go. Also, I'm really close to a level up, so I'm just gonna... Oh. Yeah, if I just fight a few of the... Come on. There we go. Let's see. Let me check something again. Okay, let me see if I can find a map that says where each boss is. Okay, we've got... this kind of helps. Maybe I'll use this one. Let me go for it again. Okay, I'll use this one. Right, let me bring this over here. There we go. And... boop. This enemy is actually one of the toughest enemies in the game, if not the toughest, from what I remember. Yeah, you know what? I say good day, sir. Okay, let me go back to my save point. Yep, here we go. Okay, there's a few places to go to do a little bit of extra before we finish up here. Is our dad alive? That's what we're gonna go find out. Well, for us it's not the dad, but still we gotta go find out. Okay. Actually, I should probably keep the dash fin on. So yeah, that's the door we've got to open at some point. But there's 2 cards I want to try and get that are in very specific spots. Plus we're going to listen to this cool ass music again. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's where they start changing the... Oh, nice. So yeah, if I just wanted like really high strength, that would be good. That looks like the Dark Souls spider boss lady? Yeah, a bit. One sec. Something's got wrong on my chair. Hold on. There we go. There, I'm back. Waha. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, so I'm currently heading back to here. But yeah, I do wonder though if this is a problem maybe if you miss certain card drops. But I imagine the game's probably balanced in a way where if you didn't get the early drops from the enemies in this area, like other... Because there are some cards that drop from multiple enemy types. Oh, hang on. Yeah, here we go. You guys are a joke. Get out of here. There we go. Didn't refresh all the enemies. just a decent amount of them. What am I supposed to do here? I don't think I'm actually defeating them. Hang on. Let me check. What am I doing wrong here? They resemble normal candles, but they're actually enemies. Melt away. Each one of these secret enemies will only appear after a particular boss is defeated. Okay. What's the name of this one? This is the trick candle. 200 health. Okay. I might have to... I completely missed that time. Okay, that was close. I got one hit in, so I just need to hit it. There we go. A little awkward. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Oh. If I could figure out a way to attack her at the start. But I need to get at least 2 hits in is the problem. And that's not strong enough, so I have to use this. At least I could get some hearts back now. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, I'm not doing enough damage to kill them in 2 hits. Ah, screwed up. What's the time anyway? I'll try this for a little bit more, and then we might just go do Dracul. Because there's one here. There's another one in another boss arena. This is one of the ones though where like its default drop rate is below 1%. Oh, that's... Yeah, you have to hit them on the start part as well. They're like coming out of the candle. No, if I don't jump, I miss it, it looks like. What? How did that miss? Okay, I'm attacking too early now. I'm not sure how you would find these cards unless you were just poking around random areas. How I fucked up the timing. I've completely forgotten how to time this. There we go. Oh. Oh. Fucking... I really gotta sort out my controller situation. Because I totally get fucked on my input sometimes with this. Okay, let me heal up. Okay. That's a little easier than what I was trying to do. I could just... Yeah. Well, that was terrible. Biffed that one up. Be nice if I could do it without taking that, like, extra hit of damage, but... Ah. Oh. I think I'm pressing attack before I'm pressing crouch, and that's why it's not coming out. Well, that's just bad timing on my part. It seems like a weird method. But that baits her out, and I could get the 2 hits on. You started playing Castlevania. Well, you have to remember, Clara, specifically tonight, I've played that game dozens of times. I, like, was doing very casual, mind you, speed runs of that. Just for funsies at one point. But it's been like a year or so since I was doing that, so the route is completely not fresh in my memory. And I never looked up what the route was. I kind of just improv my own one, so I was probably not even doing the route that well. Oh, yeah, I fucked up there. For how much health they have and how quick they're on the screen, this enemy does not have... it does not drop a lot of XP either. Some hearts, there we go. Though, funny enough, a lot of the Igarashi games would do stuff like this, where they would have really rare enemies that would kind of like disappear very quickly. Oh, that was a bit messed up. Like, there's a really rare enemy in Aria of Sorrow where you need like a very specific slow down time power up because it's so fast that as soon as you enter the room you only have like a second before it disappears. Okay, I'm gonna be careful because I'm goofing up the order of inputs here. Oh, this really might not be worth it. I don't know how long this is going to take. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll give it one more go, but I think I'm going to head to the end, and then when we've got our, like, time left over, we'll try and get some of these. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I think I see the way to go. Yeah. Wait. Nope, not in here. I will say, having those cards, like, be that hidden is a bit cheap. Like, I don't mind most of the regular ones, but there are some cards that are really hard to find. And those would be the prime example. Because that's the only place where that specific enemy spawns. And you would have to know to try and go back into a boss arena to even find it. Alright. see. Okay, it's a little awkward. I'm just gonna head up and around. Oh, enemies that are still doing more than 1 point of damage here. Hang on, sorry. Okay. Yep. Okay, yeah, let's head up. Whatever. Honestly, the nearest save point might be by the... Yeah. Try and remember if there's like a whole room or not. There we go. One sec. You know, I've swapped over to a new chair. Well, not new, different chair. But I think it might have an issue where it's like slowly... The seat is like bending downwards. I might have to swap to the other chair. No, what am I doing? I think it's like at least 2 more teleports. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Alright, here we go. Like, maybe that's why someone had gotten rid of it. You have done well to come this so far. Master! Impeccable timing, the time for the rise upon us. Your soul will become ours as well. Not if I could help it. Master, alright. What an emotional display, but don't fool yourself. Even you must have darkness upon your soul. What? To be superior, to be honoured for your singular accomplishments. To be loved by all, to get the glory, even at the expense of others. That is what your friend craved. I just increased that desire, that power. Oh yeah, main character looks very anime and Dracula does not. You despicable blight. How dare you toy with his soul? I'll get you for that. Actually, let me just... Oh, birds! Oh, okay, you don't actually have to hit him in the head. What? Only the roses hit there? Oh, jeez. Honestly, this did just about as much damage. There we go. Oh wow, we've got 2 level ups from that. Power. I need my full power. Huh? Chase him. Don't let him escape. I'll take care, father. You go after him. Right. Nathan, bash Dracula and then make sure you get out. I will. Well, before we do that, I got the heal. I wonder if this is an effect that would have looked less seizure-y. Oh god, we're already losing. I should have gone and saved. I forgot. The final boss of this is actually really hard from what I remember. There we go. What am I doing? Shit. I don't know how to dodge that. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna just go save. Just, you know, saves me having a redo that part over and over again. God, it takes so long to level up at this point as well. It's really not worth... it's really not worth grinding, I don't think. But just... use that dash power, whatever. Plus, I've got that save, so when we load back up and do some extra stuff, I'll give the arena, like, one more go. I've got a save that's got my 2 level ups from the first form of Dracula there. Hit. Nope. That doesn't work. It was worth a shot. Okay. I might have to change my gear around, because there's not... I don't think there's any point having any luck gear on for that fight. Because if I remember right, luck only affects drop rates. So I might be best to just change my equipment around so it's all in defense. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that might be what I'm gonna go for. How do you even dodge that? Fuck's sake, already? Nah. What do you... Okay, I have an idea. Maybe I'm better to go for defense. Because... Alright, alright. Let's give this another go. God, that barely helps. Well, that doesn't do what it says it does. Okay. I always forget how hard this final boss is until I redo it. And I remember like, oh yeah, this boss feels like an old school Castlevania boss, like even if you're at this level. Okay, see, that's not enough defense, I think, to be worth it. However, I think those are worth it, though. Fuck. It's like how much damage it does when you just knock into it slightly. That's the attack I'm not sure how to dodge yet. I should count how many teleports this is. Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4. Because, yeah, I think even if you somehow got your strength to, like, 999... I don't think you would take, like, that much less... Okay. I'm happy with this so far. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, I just don't know how to avoid these hits here. Oh, shit. Okay. I remember that bit now. It took me a sec. Okay. That's a good sign, though. I think that means I'd done quite a lot of damage to get to that phase. Are you kidding me? What's going on? 1, 2, 3, 4. That part you have to use the super jump. I remember that. Okay, let's give this another go. Probably already failed this, but... What? Oh, that's not the input I pressed. Hold on a sec. There we go. No, I just don't know how you're supposed to dodge those. That's the one bit really holding me back right now. I mean, it's a bit messed up. There's no save point near the final boss room, but whatever. I could get back here pretty quick. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, I guess that's how. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Get a little smack in. Oh. Okay, I overcomplicated that bit, it looks like. Okay, so now he's gonna do... this move, yep. Shit. Ah. I've completely forgotten how this boss fight works. Okay. Made some progress there, though. See, this is why I wish this game did have an item shop. Because having to farm potions off of enemies is actually pretty tough. Okay, let's run over. Give this another go. Shit. Okay, that was pretty lucky. Yeah, one more. Get some hits in, there we go. Okay, and then he'll... Yep. He'll do this for a while. Yep. Spit. There we go. God, I'm so nervous already. Oh. No, no. Fucking... Nope. Okay. I'm kind of wondering if I should change my sub-weapon to the axe, maybe. The cross is good for, like, the first phase. Oh, you know what? Maybe I just need to change to, like, the swords or something. 1, 2... It depends on the game, Clarice. This game, the sub-weapons are actually pretty strong. Sivia Knight is probably the one where I use them the least. I think, Arya's Sorrow, you know, kind of combining stuff. Like the magics, yeah, much in the same way that Bloodstain does. Like kind of mixing the sub-weapons and the spells together. Oh, I should have done that. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Oh, I fucked up the timing. Okay, let me... Yep, up we go. Up we go. Okay. Just wish I had like 1 or 2 more of those heals on me. Also, this is a very berserk end screen here. The Eclipse, Blood Moon thing. Oh, this is gonna come down to the fucking wire, I can feel it. I really can't use the cards to heal. There's just not enough time. Come on. Well, I'm still alive. Just double check. No, I don't have anything to heal with. Nah. That was probably not even that far off, though. It might be something where when I get to that phase, it would be better to swap over gear so I'm doing more damage. Because at that point, I can't really... It's less about getting hit there, and it's more about taking the boss out as quick as possible. One... You can bring potions. The problem is, the only way to get potions is to fight enemies that drop them. And the good potions are actually very... They're very hard to get. Okay, let's see. I am going to take this with me. You know, I might just go for that. Okay. Ugh. Three. I know he does 4 attacks here. Oh yeah, that worked out way better, I think. Because look, we're already on this phase now. Fuck you! Fuck you! What am I supposed to do? Yeah, this... You have to just shoot him when he's in that eyeball... Get him in that eyeball form now. Bollocks. Really can't afford any more of these... to take any more hits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why did I do that? Okay, okay. What? Why did I jump? Why did I jump? Hang on. Let me look something up then. Wind armor, devil armor, white armor, and legion. Where would be the best place to farm these then? If I have to. Well, I don't want to yet. But maybe I should. Let me look. God, it's such a low drop rate. Yep, yep. Okay. Okay, that's a battle arena enemy. It looks like it would be the wind armor guys. And the white armor are the... Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it. Oh! Whoops. I don't mean to do that. There we go. I think I just need to... I feel like, considering how quick I can get through that first phase now, I just need to get better at just not getting hit by random bats. Okay. Let's try again. This is the thing, it is a funny thing of just every time I come back to this game, I forget, like, oh yeah, this final boss is tough. Dodging the meteors kind of just seems like luck to me. Okay, there we go. Second phase. Why did that happen? Oh. It's weird how I did not remember parts of this fight. Like, the eyeball floating around with the bats, just... I had no memory of that. Alright. I'm trying to just keep those boomerangs in the air on the off chance they'll hit. Just keep... Might as well, Yep. No real better time to do it. I felt it coming too, that I was not going to do that. I think the sword is the best weapon to use there. The best combo, just because it will hit. I just gotta be more careful with the bats. Yep, put these back on. I am getting better at it though, I feel like. Like I'm getting through the first phase quicker and quicker without taking as much damage. Well, now I'm not. I'm getting greedy. Maybe instead of using the sword, maybe I should be doing this, like, high damage move. But I feel like I can't hit with the whip that well. That's kind of the whole problem. I think just take it slow. Okay, that was good. It's just a very mean final boss to, like, cover it with the bats. The bats can move. They regenerate. You can only hit the eye. But also, because of the size of the sprite, it's off-screen a lot. Like, I think in theory you could do this whip only, but I would not want to try that. Yeah, I think actually jumping is bad because it makes the... Oh! I didn't do it in time. That was actually going really well. But I think jumping when the eye's out makes the eye not come down as quick. Just want to check something quick while I'm here. Java says they... No, I'm sure there's been bagheads in WoW for a while. Damn, there are a lot of secret areas that I have missed. Turns out. I mean, not that, like, the health pickups would help that much at this point. Okay. I don't even know how many tries this is, but we'll just keep going. Yeah, see what I mean about the meteors? I'm not convinced there's a reliable way to dodge that. Okay, well that's good. That was a really good. First phase. Just... might as well just do this early. There's no point, like, waiting. Come on, come on. Come on. Yeah, I guess this bit's just gonna take a while. Definitely feels like a game they maybe expect you to grind in more. Though, bearing in mind the US version, they made it so you level up slower. For whatever reason. So in the Japanese version, you actually would be probably high level at this point. It's something like you get like 20% less. Okay, we're doing okay right now. You definitely can't let that attack hit you. That's almost a one-hit kill. Most of the time it is a one-hit kill, actually. Why does it fly away like that? Oh, where are you? Oh, never mind. Fucking stray bat being an asshole. Oh. It's just, I shouldn't even bother jumping. At least not on its way back. Is that it? I think that's it. I don't know if it's notoriously hard, but I always remember it being really hard. Like I said, this game feels like, regardless of the leveling, something has died, so I'll continue to be revived, and I'll be there to stop you. You can bet on that. It's funny that this time is still going, considering there was, like, dialogue text there. There we go. Like, because that reminds me so much more of, like, an older Castlevania boss having, like, one-hit kills and things like that. Master, are you well? Nathan? Thank you, you did well. You have become a hunter in your own right. Hugh, I need to thank you as well, but your training must begin anew. I know, Father. I will train like I was reborn to become worthy. Hey Nathan, if you become soft, I'll take over for you. I look forward to the challenge, you. And calm down, Shad. That's not meant to be homoerotic or anything. Oh damn, is this still from the era? I guess because... Okay. No, okay, just the one guy is not credited with a proper name. Oh, I always forget this song. But yeah, this is a weird one. It's definitely... If you were... I imagine that if you were a big fan of Symphony of the Night... Also, there's a weapon there I don't think I got. I don't think I got that weapon combo. But if you were a big, like a really big fan of Symphony of the Night, and you played this at the time, it probably would have felt really weird. Because this feels like it was trying to hit a middle ground between people who like the old school ones and then people who liked Symphony of the Night. But I really like it because of that, it ends up feeling unique compared to every other like Igavania, by having like the more old school movement and the more like higher damage on enemies and bigger health pools and things like that. There are like little bits that hold it back. Like I said, it's the fact that you can only get healing items from enemy drops, and that's just like, all the loot system makes sense if you have like a shop system, and then that's completely scrapped from this, so it's kind of a mess, unfortunately, with some of that stuff. And yes, so this game doesn't have multiple characters, but every time you beat the game, you get a password, and it gives you, your stats level up very differently. So with this one, you just get like really high intelligence, but all your other stats are lower. Okay, so the only other thing we can do now then is give the arena another try. It's that, or I just spend, like, the rest of the time grinding cards. But that's not that fun. That's probably more likely something I would do in my own time. That's not like a streaming thing. So, let's go over to this arena again. But yeah, it is funny that I'm looking at this, this full map. There are so many secret walls in this game. Like, there's like there's an area up here. There's one here. There's, a big box here. And then there's one down here. Like, now that I'm looking at it, there's so many... Heck, I missed... There's one here. There are so many hidden walls in this. Let's see. Okay, I think I was doing like 60-ish at one point. So this is after me beating the first form of Dracula, which gave me 2 level ups. I will say, replaying this, I do think the card drop rate should have been a lot, like, drop rate should have been higher. Especially with a lot of these, you know, like that one, for example. I still don't know why the music is not playing here. But that enemy, for example, has a card drop. I'd still really like to get that one. Again, I could actually just show off a lot of the card drops without actually getting them. So maybe I should just do that for the final little bit. Okay, you know what? Let's just give the arena another go here, and then we can... Yep. I don't know why the music's not playing. I don't see anything wrong with this ROM that should stop that from happening. Well, this is already a bit easier, because I've gone up a couple of levels since last time. Fuck you. You do get a lot of XP from here, though. So yeah, if you wanted to, you could just... come out of here now. But this shows you how long this bit is. That's how many floors there are here. It's ridiculous. And yeah, that shows you the difference in their levels. I'm curious so quick. Hang on. Let me look at the map here. Okay, yeah, there is one secret. There's at least one secret room I did not get over here. It's kind of an annoying thing though about the arena is that if you come out the first bit, it takes kind of a long time to get back out. But you could definitely use that to grind. No, I do like, see, the thing is that as much as I have some issues with the combat arena being, like, probably a bit too hard, I do like the idea of, stuff that is harder than the actual, like, final boss that you have to work more towards. See. It's just that this one feels the most grindy. And again, a lot of that is because of the stupid, like, extra hard drop rate. Like, not drop rate, but XP rate. I mean, that affects the drop rate as well, because obviously your luck level goes up when you level up. But yeah, having replayed this, I do still really like this game. As much as it's a weirder one. But I wouldn't blame someone if they'd rather play the ROM hack that puts the cards in the world as opposed to being drop rates. And I feel like if I was to replay this again, I would look for a ROM hack that restores the like Japanese XP rate. Because yeah, this game does feel a bit too grindy, and I didn't realize that until this playthrough when I was looking some stuff up. And it's just... all I can imagine, like my best guess about it is that it's it's that stupid whole making things harder for rentals, but I didn't even know you could rent, like, portable games. I guess you could. I just never really saw rentals like that. One sec, where is this extra room? Aha. See, at least in Symphony of the Night, there was, the fairy helps you find the secret walls. See, that one is really hard to find. I think if you wanted to do the combat arena... you would probably have to get... No, that's the thing, Clarice. Renting is not allowed in Japan for video games. I don't know if it's just video games or a couple of things, but it's actually against the law. Somehow, they were able to make it illegal. So yeah, you can't rent games over there. That's why a lot of the international releases have weird changes that aren't in the Japanese ones. Like the whole thing of like, you know, oh, Japanese games, they're harder a lot of the times or easier and stuff like that. It's actually kind of inconsistent. It kind of depends on the game. But Konami USA were kind of notorious for that. Like, they specifically were trying to fight rentals. So that's why you get... oh, Resident Evil 1 has the lock-on just disabled. I should have seen that this one was here. Let's see. And there's one more secret room down. Okay. And then, we'll look at... There's one thing in particular that I really wanted to show off. There's a very so there's, a ring, and I forget where you get it. But there is a unique ring that changes how one of the card, combination works. Man, a lot of MP up ones here. Yeah, let me go. Save. There we go. Also, Devil May Cry 1 and 3 were specifically... Here we go. Let's show this off. Ah! Yeah, so this is one of the really hard card combos to unlock. One of the cards drops from those mimic candles. So yeah, you throw these bones. They're very weak, but you have like a 1 in 6 chance of throwing that big bone. And a lot of the speed runs for this game use this to get through bosses quicker, because just the chance of getting a big bone sometimes is quicker than fighting the boss normally. But here's the thing. You have 0 defense. So as soon as you take damage from anything, you're done. Is there anything else? Well, there's a couple more card combo things to show off. So this is one I didn't get, but that is... You summon the monster that's on the element here. There you go. There's the familiar summon. Which, funny enough, does not actually cost MP. So apparently the way to get through the arena is that you use a... Let's try a different element. There we go. Is that you use the, like, mine thing to get your MP back for a split second. So yeah, they attack when you do. But all you have to do is hold the attack button down. And, oh yeah, good. There's the projectile one I never got. Uses a lot of MP, though. But it's, yeah, it is funny that you could just... Oh, there you go. That's a seizure warning there. So yeah, that's in the retail version. For some reason, if you activate the card combo, pause before it would be activated, and then just select. As long as you have like enough cards to activate at least one, you can access all these. It's real strange. And yes, there is a patch that fixes it. Oh yeah! I forgot about this, the gun! I forgot there's a gun in this game. Bah! So it's really slow, but it does like a really crazy high amount of damage. Bah! Alright, let me see. What does this one do? Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Weird bendy sword. I think this is actually the best weapon you can get. Also, I'm curious to check. There's the Holy Whip. Oh, look at that. The Holy Whip just heals you when you use it. You swim once, you heal. And then... there's the Dark Whip. Which, hang on. So I think with this is just, it does a lot of damage. But I think it's got like a really slow animation. But I think damage-wise, this... obviously, it uses like a lot of MP. Oh, look, it's Franken. Oh, and look, it does like... long-term black hole damage on enemies. Like, you actually can't hit them when they're in that, it looks like. So yeah, it kind of has a downside on that front. But so I think that's all the card things. Like I said, I can't show off. So what it is that the skeleton transformation, there is actually a alternative version where you transform into one of the characters from Rakuja Kids, the fighting game that this developer made on Nintendo 64. Really cool game. You're playing as children's drawings, so it looks like they go through this art style where it looks like it's all made from crowns. And you're playing as like weird superheroes that kids made up. It's really cool. Okay. There you go. That was Circle of the Moon. Sorry that wasn't like showcasing everything, but the arena is really hard. The arena you do have to level up for, grind out healing items from specific enemies. Getting the card from the Fallen Angel apparently helps as well. There's apparently one of the summon combinations makes that part really easy, but I don't know which one it is. But apparently that's kind of how you cheese it. But again, it's like, I think it's like 8 floors with 3 rooms each. It takes. It's very intense. But again, still, it's sorry, just check this out. Hang on. Clarice, you always do this when I'm wrapping up, when I'm not gone. I'm not gone. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. I have some stuff to say. So, I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but here's the plans going forward for the month. It's Spookoween. I have at least 2 playthroughs confirmed. On Saturday, I'm going to start Fatal Frame 2 on original PlayStation 2 hardware. And that's just going to be the main game until we beat that. And then after that's done, I'm going to play Luigi's Mansion on GameCube, though technically Wii, but whatever. But both of those could be real hardware playthroughs, first time playthroughs for me. I am going to try and set down a day for me to try and fix my PlayStation 3s, because I do want to look at House of Dead 3 and 4 again, now that I have a better setup. But the key thing is that Thursday, I will not be streaming on my channel. Instead, I am going to be guesting for at least a month. I don't know how long it will take, but probably a month. I'm going to be guesting on the Bad Game Hall of Fame, where we're going to be playing through Enter the Matrix. Which is, you know, you can host kind of. You can't specifically pick someone to host, but you can put recommended channels, and those will play if someone goes to your channel. But that won't be my regular start time either. I need to double check with them, but that will probably be their start time, which is a lot later. But we're going to be going through Enter the Matrix, which is a childhood favorite of mine that I'm very worried is not going to hold up. My memory, my memory is it's a jank game, but it goes for a lot, and it's really cool. I'm really worried that I'm going to replay it, and I'm going to have a miserable time in some cases. Though that hacking minigame I still really like. That might end up being the best part of the game. We'll see. It might be. I think I mentioned this last week, but I was considering doing some PlayStation 1 survival horror games this month, but I think I want to wait until I can do real hardware and play specific versions or fan translations, because I want to play Parasite Eve 1, but Parasite Eve 1 didn't come out in the UK, so I would have to use like an NTSC backup. And I could either get a hold of a Oh yeah, no, Parasite, we got Parasite Eve 2, we didn't get the first one. And I remember the official UK PlayStation magazine actually speculated on it, and they weren't sure if it was some, not so much censorship thing, but like that Square were worried about releasing it in certain regions. For some reason, in the PlayStation 1 era, there was weird stuff about like certain gore and body horror in video games. For example, Silent Hill 1, the PAL version, has the most censorship where enemies were swapped. There are like some weird kind of ghost children in the Midwich Elementary, and in maybe, yeah, it might be a thing where they were doing it for Germany and then just applying it for all the region, because it, you know, it's too costly to make, especially back then. You did not make French only, German only. You would just release one in all the regions and it would have a language select. But I don't think it was ever confirmed. Remember as well though, we didn't get Final Fantasy until Final Fantasy 7 here. There's just a lot of, and some of it was localization. Apparently at the time, in the PS1 era, Konami had a policy that they would not release games in PAL regions if it didn't have enough localized language options. They would never release it in English only. Why? That doesn't make sense. Like, you would still make money if you released it in that region. So what are you doing? What are you doing, mate? I don't know. But that's Konami for you. Turns out they were always dumb. Who would have thought that? But yeah, but don't worry, I will also, on my Twitter and on my Blue Sky, I will post announcements for when we go live. But this has been a collaboration we've been planning for a long time. I have some very special things planned, stuff that they don't even know about, at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. It's gonna be a blast. But speaking of, I'm gonna wrap up in Raid, and I think they are streaming today. But let's have a look. Oh no, they're not streaming today. Okay, let me look then. Yeah, you know, we're gonna raid in the Kuss, who's playing some Gaelic Games Hurling. Playing some Irish, it looks kind of like lacrosse, but you don't have a net, and you get more injured because we're crazy here. Most of our sports are more violent versions of other countries' sports. But he's doing a challenge, a console challenge to beat. He's not going for 100% PlayStation 2 library, but I think he's going for most games that were released in PAL region. Though he has picked up some Japan-only stuff and NTSC stuff as well. But go say hi. But yes, as always, I've been your host, Johnny Baghead. I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, Thursday, I'll be on a different channel. Again, follow Blue Sky or Johnny Baghead, or Twitter at Johnny Baghead for updates. Keep yourself informed. And yeah, take care. Toodles a boodles. Where is my noodles?